Muslims across Wales are preparing for a very different Ramadan this month. The holy month usually involves fasting during the daytime, visiting mosques and meeting friends and family for meals once the sun goes down. But as David Grundy reports, things are changing this year, especially for Muslims working on the front line.
Ramadan as a doctor can be quite challenging, particularly if you're doing 12 or 13-hour shifts at a time, several days in a row.
Dr. Ali is a dermatologist who's been redeployed to treat patients with COVID-19 at the University Hospital of Wales.
Differences this year for me will be the fact that I have to wear PPE for several hours at a time, and people underestimate how challenging and demanding that can be on your body. So that will be a different experience for me. But I'm really reassured by the fact that the community has been fantastic. We've had a lot of support, a lot of meals, a lot of free food that's been coming in for NHS frontline workers. The cafe in our hospital has become 24 hours serving hot food. So I'm really not worried about breaking my fast or having the meal before I start my fast during night shifts.
In Adamsdown in Cardiff, the Al-Ikhlas Centre's food bank is still running, with shopping and deliveries being made to the most vulnerable members of the community.
There will not be the evening meals together and the congregational prayers, which will be a lonely time for some, the elderly, and even those who don't have families. But we are keeping positive and encouraging our congregation to stay at home and to enjoy Ramadan alongside their family members.
One of the biggest changes will be the breaking of the fast at dusk. The iftar, a meal shared with family, friends and neighbours, isn't possible. Many families will be arranging online gatherings instead.
Iftar is a period of time where Muslims break their fasts, and it tends to be done in large groups, so with lots of family or in mosques. Despite iftar now becoming an isolated event, I do think mosques and Islamic centres are doing well in trying to keep in touch and in preparing us for this kind of more quiet and subdued event. So I know that Islamic centres such as Cardiff are actually trying to encourage people to post more online by encouraging people to reach out.
In a message to Muslims in Wales, the First Minister has thanked them for adapting to different ways of worship, something he says had undoubtedly saved lives.
David Grundy reporting there. Now, the pandemic has put the work of people who care for others for a living in the spotlight. And now a poem written by a carer from Barry